I'm bringing German boyfriend to see my Vietnamese family. Yay! It's actually not his first time seeing them, but this time he's gonna meet a new family member and he will also spend a lot of time at home with them. So I'm actually very excited. I realized that I haven't told you guys how it went the last time when he see my family. Pretty interesting actually. So half of this video gonna be a story time and half of this video gonna be about German boyfriend seeing my family this time. I brought German boyfriend home last year in July, and at that time we were together for 6 years and we lived together for almost 3 years already. But most of my family haven't seen him yet. They saw him from the phone and they waved at him from time to time, but they basically never actually talked to him. So I was really curious how would they react when they met him in real life. I mean, I kind of knew that my mom and him would get along well because my mom is very sociable and she loves sons, okay? It doesn't matter if it's her son or her son-in-law. She doesn't have any son of her own, so she just really loved them. My father, on the other hand, was way more difficult to predict because I didn't even know what he liked, so I couldn't even talk to him more than a minute every time we call. So he's really a man of a few words and I had no clue if he would like German boyfriend or not. The biggest problem was that none of my parents speak English and German boyfriend didn't really speak any Vietnamese except hello and this food is really good. Not very helpful when he met my parents. Also, he's a very tall, big Westerner, so I was really worried that my parents would find it challenging as they lived in a very small and rural area of Vietnam and they never ever talked to a Westerner before. So yeah, that was quite much of concern, but we wanted to see them. I want my parents to approve him, so we booked the ticket and we prepare for the trip. The first thing I did after we booked the ticket is putting German boyfriend into a private Vietnamese class. I mean, I couldn't teach him. It's impossible, you guys. Even if you're a native speaker, it doesn't mean you can be a teacher in that language. I learned that the hard way. He found a teacher by himself and then he was studying with him for like 10 hours. And it was helping tremendously actually. Since I have longer holiday than him, I went home first to spend more time with my parents and to prepare them mentally until German boyfriend come. At the same time, German boyfriend was in Germany studying Vietnamese diligently and buying gifts for the family. It was insane because I couldn't go back home for 2 years due to COVID. So the moment they opened the border, I brought like more than 45 kilograms of just gifts for the family. My clothes were just like this few. And at the end, I just wearing my mom's clothes because I have nothing to wear. And all the rest were just candy and gifts and clothes and things for every single member. If there's ever a sport of gift giving, German boyfriend would win for sure because he's the best at giving gifts. So when I left him alone there, he going on rampage to buying gifts for my parents and my nieces and my sister, and he did such a good job. He bought chocolate and candies for the kids. He bought my mom gardener things because she loved doing garden stuff. He bought my father German tools so that he can use it to fix his bikes and things like that. Like those small little details. I was sure that everybody would love it and he would leave such a good impression because of the gifts. And then when he arrived, his luggage is nowhere to be found. It was devastating. All 60 kilograms of luggage was stuck somewhere in Taiwan. And then there was chocolate inside and it was so hot during that day. I was so sure that there was no chocolate left. And all of us was so sad. It was a truly chaotic day. We stuck at the airport trying to get his luggage. My family was at home freaking out because they were worried for him and they also prepared a very big meal for him. At the same time, German boyfriend is freaking out too because instead of meeting 2 persons, my mom and my father, there are 20 people waiting for him at home. The thing about my family is that they are very spontaneous, just like me. So at first, we agreed that German boyfriend would come and then they meet my mom and my father, right? But then my sister on the last day was like, oh, why don't I send my kids home so that they can see the new uncle? So other sister were like, if you send your kid home, I'm sending my kid home too. So at the end, we have like, how many was it? 4 kids at home, plus the sister also coming, and her husband, and my father and my mother, and all of the neighbors around. I mean, German boyfriend is not the most extrovert guy, so it's pretty understandable anyway. But that's how it goes with us Vietnamese. You just need to go with the flow. But luckily, we get the luggage so late, like in the middle of the night or something, and it took 4 more hours to get home. It's like 18 total hours from Germany to my house. And when we arrived, all of the kids already go to sleep. Just my parents are there waiting for us. So it was pretty okay for him. He didn't hug them. I told him that. So it's good. Do not hug Vietnamese if they didn't ask for it. So the first day went crazy, but pretty okay at the end. The next day it went kind of okay. We have 4 nieces at home. One of them was completely freaking out because she was so scared of him, and she didn't talk to him until the day she left. The rest was really okay because 2 of them can speak English. One of them is like 2 years old, and she was so cute and she loves him. He's like a teddy bear and she loved to like patting his belly and hugging his legs. And because I always call him honey, my small nieces started to call him honey, honey. And it was so cute. And she still call him that until that day. She cannot speak English because she's 3. But whenever she call me, she's always like, I want to talk to honey, honey. It was adorable. My sister was home as well and she can speak English. So she talked to him and she helped him to translate when he wanted to talk to my parents. My mom, as I said, was completely in mom's mode, feeding him well, talking to him although she doesn't understand, and then like having fun with him immediately. My father was so awkward around him. He gets so awkward that he immediately got sick and he couldn't leave the bed until the day my boyfriend left. I don't really think he was that sick. He was just so awkward that he chose to not even like meet him that often. But it was okay. He needs time to get used to people too. I think in the last day he was there, my father finally got out of bed, sat on the table, poured himself a cup of beer, poured my boyfriend a cup of beer. They cheered with each other, and that was the one and only interaction they had. You know, one thing I was really worried before my boyfriend came to my village is that my village is very small and most of them have never seen a foreigner before. So I was really worried that when he arrives, the whole village would just come to see him. I mean, that's okay. Of course, they want to see a foreigner. I just worried that it would make him feel uncomfortable. But then at the end, I was just overthinking. Everybody was very chill. Everybody was respectful. And they were just like trying to talk to him, trying to say hi and things like that. Even the small kids was not like freaking out or going crazy or something. They were just like happy with his candies. We bought a lot of candies for every single kid in the village, I think. He stayed in the village for like 7-8 days. And most of the time he was at home, cooking with my mom, helping her in the garden, doing dishes with me and playing board game with the kids. It was pretty nice actually. We had a lot of fun. And I was really happy to see how well he get along with my family, especially the kids. And that's it for German boyfriend meeting my family for the first time. This is gonna be the second time, but he's not gonna go to Vietnam anymore. This time we are meeting in Laos because I have a sister who lives here. And she just gave birth to a new baby and we're gonna meet the baby for the first time. And I'm so excited. I saw the baby every day through my phone, but I finally can come and sniff him in real life. My mom will be there, my sister, my brother-in-law, and the new baby. And we will just basically staying at home and be with the baby. The gifts thingy is still the same tradition. We have been shopping non-stop for like 3 days now and I'm exhausted. We can bring 60 kilograms of luggages and 50 kilograms of them are already baby stuff. So we are very, very excited to see if the baby fits into the clothes, the shoe, and the toys that I bought him. So German boyfriend is packing his clothes for the trip. Recently, he started to fall in love with those Hawaiian shirts. Now he has like a bunch of them. I think it's gonna fit with Bali very well.
So we have a lot of milk powder for Uyen's nephew.
Can I just say that baby drink like 4 bottles of this per month? That is insane. And the baby is like this.
So this is our travel pharmacy with medicine for the case that one of us is not feeling well. There we have medicine and supplements for Uyen's Mom and the rest of the family. Over here we have more stuff for the baby.
We have a giant bag for just milk formula and medicines.
And hard candy.
And hard candy. Annie, do you still remember any Vietnamese?
Aww.
What else?
Kong.
How are you gonna talk to my mom without knowing any Vietnamese now?
I can say yes and no, that's pretty basic.
We made it to the taxi. Oh my gosh, that was a stressful morning. I mean, it was our fault that we didn't really pack very well until the last minute.
Why did you say we?
It was my fault that I didn't pack very well until the last minute. And because we have
spent 5 hours filming a video this morning.
Priority.
Yeah. You are her priority.
You guys are my priority. But at least now everything is on the car. We are on the way to the airport and the flight will be in 4 hours, so hopefully we'll be on time. Hopefully this is the last time we need to eat Western food until we go back to Germany.
Definitely the last time we eat Western fast food.
Cheers. We have arrived in Laos. Yeah, it was a very long flight. 10 hours to Thailand, 6 hour layover, and 1 hour to Laos. So in total, like 20 hours from my house until our destination. But we're here. And this is the apartment that my sister ran for us. And we're gonna stay here for 5 days. The best thing about this apartment is that when we open the door, my sister's apartment is right over there on the same floor. So all I need to do is walk there, eat all of their fruit, and then go home and sleep in the evening. Honestly, I think this would be the best thing ever if we ever live here. We will unpack our stuff now, put all of the gifts into a bag, and then we push it into her room. It's gonna be like Christmas. This is my nephew. He cannot talk yet, but he's very, very cute. And he was not afraid of German uncle at all. Seems like he's very happy about all of the gifts that his uncle brought him. Yeah. So we bought some shoes from Germany and it actually fits his little feet. And I'm very happy. The problem is he's gonna grow pretty quick and it's not gonna fit soon. So we're gonna need to give it to another baby, I guess, in the future. We are at my sister's house now. And I didn't film anything about the reunion scenes because I don't know how to delete everybody's face. So here's the recap. I gave everybody the gifts. Everybody was happy. Each of the family members have a sandals. Oh, I actually can show you the sandals. And my sister and my mom and my brother-in-law went crazy for them. They really like it. The baby has tons of gifts. And the baby looks very satisfied with that too. Everybody was happy to see German boyfriend. The baby was happy to see him too. He was kind of happy to see me. So yeah, it was really, really good. And that was the end of this video. I completely forgot to film that. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.